Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Tonight we're talking about transferring your data. So, a lot of you have shared with me your experiences of having to switch from one practice management software to another. And I don't think I've met anybody who was really excited about the prospect, or rather, while they might have been excited about the new software, they were not excited about the prospect of having to transfer their data. And with good reason, frankly. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities for that to go poorly, and a lot of stories about how it did go poorly for a lot of attorneys. And so I want to talk a little bit about that tonight. Specifically, I want to talk about the fact that many of the practice management software companies out there do offer a service that for free they will transfer your data out of whatever software you're coming from into the new software. And so that's something that I talk to a lot of people, and they say, oh, you know what, we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to have the software company do it. They're experts. They know how to get data into their software. It'll be great. And I will tell you that in my experience, while it can be very accurately transferred from one software to another, it's not always great. And so I wanted to caution you for when you get what you pay for, and maybe you're not paying anything. And so maybe the results aren't quite what you want or need or should be expecting. And so I wanted to share with you just some recent examples that I got from clients just over the last month. I won't be naming any names, but I will say that a lot of times it just doesn't go the way that we want, or the expectation is not ideal. So, for example, if I'm running a firm and we're doing hourly billing and we're doing time tracking, to be able to transfer my data from one software to another is going to be very critical for me for time tracking purposes, right? I'm going to want to be able to track my time as closely and as easily as possible in whatever software I'm in. So if there's a time period, maybe it's a day, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, maybe it's more, where I cannot do that in either software, then that's a big problem for me, right? Even if I'm not doing my time tracking and hourly billing, still, if I'm using that software very intensely, I mean, when I had my law firm, we were using the calendar every 10 minutes, it felt like. We were using the custom fields all the time. We were using contact information, all kinds of stuff in that software that we needed to constantly be updating. And so if I'm not able to do that for any period of time, that's a big challenge for me. And so the two examples I wanted to share with you that I've experienced over the last month with clients is one software company said, they were leaving this particular software, this practice management software, and the company said, you know what, we'll export your data for you. You don't have to do it. I'm not even sure if the client could do it, frankly, but we'll take it out for you. But it's going to take 60 to 90 days. And so that's a challenge right there, because if I'm trying to get some data out and move it as quickly as possible, 60 to 90 days is a long time to wait for my data. Now, unfortunately, in this situation, their subscription was about to run out. So that 60 to 90 days was going to be pretty tricky when they weren't able to access the software. The second example that I have was a little bit better, or significantly better time-wise, but the example is that they were trying to get their data into the new software. And again, a free service that the practice management software offered. And so they were working with the new company to get the data into the new software. And were told that once they reviewed the data and made sure they were happy with it, then it would be sometime during the next 14 days, they would be able to transfer it for them. But they weren't able to tell them exactly when, and so they would just have to keep looking and watching and seeing. Now, again, that's another challenge, because again, if I'm trying to track my time or trying not to put new data into the old software once it's been taken out and looking for a place to store my new data in the meantime, that's a huge challenge. And so I just wanted to bring these to your attention to say that if you are looking to transfer your data, whether it's in or out of a practice management software, and you're thinking of taking advantage of the software company's free service to transfer your data, please make sure that you fully understand the time frames that are involved, understand how they're doing it, what they're doing, so that you know what to expect. Because the worst is getting into that new software and then not having the data that you thought you were going to have, or in the place where you thought you'd be able to find it. And so please do keep in mind that those free services, while they may be a benefit to you in some regard, they also may be more costly than they're worth. And so if you're looking for another solution or another option, give us a call. Our goal is to transfer that data on a date certain so that you can make a plan and that you can go ahead and make sure that your firm is operating while trying to transfer your data. Because of course, our firms don't stop just to transfer softwares. So thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great evening and be on the lookout for those free services. Good night.